Microscopic invader, HIV, slipping silently into the body, unseen and undetected. It's a moment that passes without a sound, without a sign, but it marks the beginning of a profound transformation within. It arrives with no warning, breaching our defenses in total silence. The virus is a master of stealth, crossing barriers that are meant to keep us safe, moving past the body's first lines of protection as if they weren't even there. HIV is carried in fluids, blood, semen, vaginal secretions, bypassing the skin and heading straight for the bloodstream. It travels with purpose, using the body's own systems as a highway to its destination. The first moments of infection are invisible. You feel nothing. There are no symptoms, no pain, no warning bells. On the outside, everything appears normal, but inside, a silent storm is brewing. Yet at a cellular level, a high-stakes drama has begun. The body's defenders are already under threat even before they know an enemy has arrived. The virus, a tiny genetic code wrapped in protein, searches for a specific target, the CD4 T helper cell. These cells are the sentinels, the watchtowers of our immune system, and HIV is programmed to find them. These cells are the generals of our immune system, coordinating our defenses, sending out orders, and rallying the troops whenever a threat is detected. Without them, the immune system's response becomes disorganized and weak. HIV's strategy is to dismantle the command structure from within. It doesn't attack every cell, it goes straight for the leaders, undermining the body's ability to fight back before the battle has even begun. The virus uses protein keys to find the locks on CD4 cells. This lock and key mechanism is precise, allowing HIV to slip inside and take control, turning the cell into a factory for more viruses. By targeting these generals, HIV aims to cripple the entire immune response. The loss of these key cells weakens the body's ability to defend itself against even the most common infections. The initial breach is subtle but sets the stage for everything to come. It's a quiet entry, but its consequences will echo throughout the body. Even a single viral particle entering a single cell can ignite the process. That one moment is all it takes to begin a chain reaction that will unfold over days and weeks. This is the prologue to a 2-week story of colonization and battle. In these early days, the virus multiplies rapidly, spreading from cell to cell, establishing its presence before the body even knows it's under attack. The war is silent now, but soon, its effects will be impossible to ignore. The body's defenses are being tested in ways they never have before. The clock starts ticking the moment HIV enters the body. Every second counts as the virus works to outpace the immune system, setting the stage for a battle that will shape the future of the host. Day 0, the point of exposure. This is the very first moment when HIV enters the body, marking the start of a complex and invisible battle. It's a silent event, unnoticed and unfelt, but it sets in motion a cascade of microscopic events that will shape the course of infection. HIV crosses from one person to another via blood, semen, or vaginal fluids. These are the only routes that allow the virus to move from one host to the next, making direct contact between these fluids essential for transmission. Everyday contact, like hugging or sharing utensils, poses no risk. Only specific exchanges of bodily fluids can carry the virus. Infection requires the virus to enter the bloodstream, often through tiny invisible tears in mucous membranes or breaks in the skin. These microabrasions are so small they can't be seen or felt, but they provide the virus with a gateway into the body's inner defenses. Even a minuscule opening is enough for HIV to slip through. HIV is fragile outside the body. It needs direct fluid-to-fluid transfer. The virus cannot survive long in the open air or on surfaces, which is why casual contact is not a risk. Only when it is protected within bodily fluids does it remain infectious, making the moment of entry a rare but critical event. Once inside, the virus wastes no time. It seeks out CD4 T cells, especially near entry points. These immune cells are the primary targets, and HIV is remarkably efficient at finding them. The virus is drawn to areas rich in these cells, such as the mucous membranes, where it can quickly establish a foothold. Using its GP120 protein, HIV latches onto the CD4 receptor, a perfect molecular fit. This interaction is like a key fitting into a lock, allowing the virus to attach securely to the cell's surface. Without this precise match, the virus would be unable to begin its invasion. A second handshake with a co-receptor, CCR5 or CXCR4, secures entry. This two-step process ensures that only certain cells can be infected, adding another layer of specificity to HIV's attack. The virus is highly selective, targeting only those cells that display the right combination of receptors. The viral envelope fuses with the cell membrane, injecting its genetic material inside. This fusion is a critical moment, as the virus delivers its payload directly into the cell's interior, bypassing many of the body's natural defenses. The outer shell is discarded. The viral RNA and enzymes are now in the cell's command center. Here, the virus is ready to begin the process of taking over, using the cell's own machinery to replicate itself. Reverse transcriptase, a viral enzyme, is the key to HIV's takeover. This enzyme is unique to retroviruses and allows HIV to convert its genetic material into a form the host cell can use. HIV's RNA must be converted into DNA to hijack the cell. This step is essential, as only DNA can integrate into the host genome and direct the cell to produce new viruses. This process, called reverse transcription, is unique to retroviruses like HIV. Unlike most viruses which use DNA or RNA directly, HIV must rewrite its genetic code to fit the host's instructions. The virus brings its own tools to rewrite the rules. It carries specialized proteins and enzymes, ensuring it can manipulate the cell from the inside out. On day 0, the hijack has begun. The cell is no longer in control. The virus is now calling the shots, setting the stage for a full-scale infection. The cell's machinery is about to be turned against itself. Every process, every function is now being redirected to serve the virus's needs, producing new copies of HIV. All of this happens before the immune system even knows an intruder is present. The virus moves quickly and quietly, establishing itself long before the body can mount a defense, making the moment of entry both critical and perilous. In the first 48 hours, HIV quietly takes over its first CD4 T cells. Reverse transcriptase converts viral RNA into DNA, but with frequent errors, creating a swarm of slightly different viruses. This genetic diversity helps HIV adapt and survive. The new viral DNA is transported into the cell's nucleus. Integrase, another viral enzyme, splices the viral DNA into the host's genome. The hijack is now permanent. The cell becomes a factory for new HIV particles. Every time the cell is activated, it produces more virus. The cell's own machinery is used to assemble thousands of new virions. This betrayal happens on a small scale at first, near the entry site. The person feels normal. The war is invisible. HIV is establishing a beachhead, preparing for a massive expansion. By days 3 to 5, the infection explodes. Infected CD4 T cells release thousands of new viruses, destroying themselves in the process. Each new virus seeks out more CD4 T cells, multiplying the infection exponentially. The viral load in the blood skyrockets. HIV spreads rapidly to lymph nodes, spleen, and gut, areas rich in immune cells. Despite this, the person feels healthy. Symptoms haven't appeared. The destruction is massive, but reserves are high. This is the most infectious period. Viral load is peaking, but the person is unaware. The immune system is just beginning to respond, but it's overwhelmed. For now, HIV has a critical head start. By the end of week 1, the body can't ignore the viral onslaught. The immune system launches a full-scale counterattack, triggering acute retroviral syndrome, often mistaken for the flu. Cytokines flood the system, raising body temperature and causing fever. Killer CD8 T cells mobilize, hunting down infected CD4 cells. A civil war erupts within the immune system. Fatigue and muscle aches set in as the body expends immense energy. The war is now visible. Symptoms are the collateral damage. The immune response is powerful but blunt, unable to eradicate HIV. The virus is suppressed, not destroyed. The silent invasion is over. The acute phase has begun. The battle is now out in the open. Days 8 to 10, symptoms peak. Fever intensifies and exhaustion becomes overwhelming. A distinctive rash appears, often on the torso and face. Lymph nodes swell as they work overtime. Sore throat, headaches, and muscle pain are common. Some experience nausea or diarrhea as the gut is affected. These symptoms are signs of the immune system's fierce fight. Viral load is at its highest. The person is most infectious. CD4 T cell count drops sharply. The immune system slows the virus but can't defeat it. HIV prepares to retreat. As week 2 ends, symptoms fade. The fever breaks, the rash disappears, and energy returns. It feels like recovery, but it's a tactical retreat by HIV. The immune system has destroyed many virus-producing cells, lowering the viral load. Inflammatory signals decrease, the body relaxes, but HIV is not gone. It's gone underground. Some infected CD4 cells become dormant, forming a hidden reservoir. These latent cells don't produce virus and are invisible to the immune system. The viral reservoir is HIV's masterstroke, ensuring long-term survival. These cells can persist for years, ready to reactivate. By day 13, the acute battle is over, but HIV has secured its foothold. The war has entered a new, hidden phase. By week 2's end, HIV transitions to the chronic phase. Symptoms vanish, the person feels normal, the viral load drops to a stable, set point, the CD4 count rebounds slightly but never fully recovers. A slow war of attrition begins. HIV keeps replicating, the immune system keeps fighting. This balance can last for years, often a decade or more. The person may feel healthy, unaware of the ongoing battle. Chronic inflammation takes a toll, even without symptoms. The initial invasion is over, but the virus is here to stay. Without treatment, immune decline is inevitable. The first 2 weeks are just the opening chapter. Understanding the first 14 days after potential HIV exposure is absolutely crucial for effective testing and prevention. This period, often called the window of detection, is when the virus begins to establish itself in the body, but before most tests can reliably detect it. During these early days, the virus is multiplying rapidly, and a person may not feel any symptoms at all. Yet this is also when someone is most likely to unknowingly transmit HIV to others. Knowing how this window works can make all the difference in protecting yourself and those around you. The earliest tests available, nucleic acid tests or NATs, are highly sensitive and can detect the presence of HIV's genetic material, known as viral RNA, as soon as 10 days after exposure. These tests are often used in specialized settings like blood banks or for early diagnosis in high-risk situations because they can catch the infection before the body has mounted an immune response. Fourth-generation HIV tests are now the standard in many clinics. They look for both the P24 antigen, a protein produced by the virus early on, and antibodies that the body creates in response. This dual approach allows these tests to detect infection between days 14 and 28, significantly shortening the window period compared to older methods. In contrast, older third-generation tests only detect antibodies, which can take several weeks to develop. This means their window period is longer, and testing too soon after exposure may not give accurate results. If you get tested too early, you might receive a false negative result, meaning the test says you're negative even if you've been infected. That's why follow-up testing, after the window period has passed, is absolutely essential for anyone who may have been exposed. What's especially important to know is that most HIV transmission happens before any symptoms appear. People often feel healthy and have no idea they're infectious. That's why it's so important not to wait for symptoms. Early testing is the key to stopping the spread and protecting your health. Thanks to modern medicine, antiretroviral therapy, commonly called ART, can suppress HIV to undetectable levels in the blood. This not only keeps people living with HIV healthy, but also means they cannot transmit the virus to others. Starting treatment early as soon as possible after diagnosis preserves your immune system, improves long-term health outcomes, and prevents further transmission. Early action truly saves lives. Knowing your HIV status is the first most powerful step you can take. It empowers you to make informed decisions, seek care, and protect both yourself and others. Protect yourself and your community. Get tested after any potential exposure, even if you feel fine. Regular testing is a simple act that can have a huge impact. The earlier you know your status, the better your chances for a healthy future. Early detection leads to better outcomes, both for you and for public health. HIV is a virus that often hides in plain sight, but knowledge truly is power. By understanding the window of detection and acting early,